Picture this. You've just put $5,000 into the stock market, feeling proud of your investment savvy. Then your car breaks down, requiring a $2,000 repair. Now you're forced to sell your investments at a loss to cover the emergency. Sound familiar? Today I'm going to explain why building an emergency fund should always come before investing, and how this simple step can actually make you a better investor. What's up, everyone? If you're thinking about starting your investment journey, this video could save you thousands of dollars and a lot of financial stress. We're diving into one of the most fundamental rules of personal finance that too many people ignore, and it's costing them big time: the foundation problem. Here's the thing about investing: it's like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof, right? Your emergency fund is your financial foundation. Without it, everything else becomes unstable. Most people get this backwards. They see stories of massive stock market gains and think, I need to start investing now or I'll miss out. But here's what they don't show you: the people who had to cash out their investments early because life happened, losing money in the process. What exactly is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses or income loss. We're talking about job loss, medical bills, major car repairs, home emergencies. The stuff that comes out of nowhere and demands immediate payment. This isn't money for vacations, Christmas gifts, or that new phone you want. This is your financial safety net, sitting in a boring savings account, earning minimal interest, but keeping you secure. The magic number: financial experts typically recommend 3 to 6 months of living expenses. If you spend $3,000 a month, you'd want $9,000 to $18,000 in your emergency fund. I know that sounds like a lot, but start with $1,000 if you're just beginning. Even that small buffer can prevent financial disaster. The exact amount depends on your situation. If you have stable employment and good insurance, 3 months might work. If you're self-employed or work in an unstable industry, lean towards 6 months or more. Why this beats investing first? But I could make more money investing that cash. I hear you. Here's why that thinking is dangerous. First, investments fluctuate. The stock market doesn't care about your emergency timing. If your portfolio is down 20% when your furnace dies, you're selling at a loss, turning a temporary market dip into a permanent loss. Second, accessibility matters. Try accessing your 401k or selling stocks on a weekend when your basement floods. Emergency funds are liquid, available immediately when you need. Third, debt is expensive. Without an emergency fund, unexpected expenses go on credit cards. The average credit card interest rate is over 20%. Even if your investments earn 10% annually, you're losing money paying 20% interest on emergency debt. Finally, peace of mind is priceless. When you know you can handle emergencies without touching investments, you actually become a better investor. You're not tempted to panic sell during market downturns because you're not depending on those investments for emergencies. The real-world impact. Let me share a quick example. Sarah and Mike both started with $10,000. Sarah invested it all in index funds. Mike put $5,000 in an emergency fund and invested $5,000. 6 months later, both needed $3,000 for car repairs. The market was down 15%. Sarah had to sell $3,500 worth of investments to get her $3,000, locking in losses. Mike used his emergency fund and kept his investments intact. When the market recovered, Mike was ahead while Sarah was still recovering her losses. Building your emergency fund. Start small and automate. Set up an automatic transfer of even $50 per paycheck to a separate savings account. Use high-yield savings accounts. They won't make you rich, but every bit helps. Consider this: if you can't save consistently for an emergency fund, how will you handle the emotional ups and downs of investing? Building your emergency fund teaches discipline and delayed gratification, crucial investing skills. Conclusion. Look, I get it. Emergency funds aren't sexy. They don't generate exciting returns or give you bragging rights, but they're the difference between building long-term wealth and constantly starting over. Your future investing self will thank you for building this foundation first. You'll sleep better, invest with confidence, and avoid the costly mistakes that derail so many people's financial journeys. Start today. even if it's just $25 into a savings account. Once you've built that emergency fund, then we'll talk about investing strategies. If this helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical money advice. What's your emergency fund goal? Let me know in the comments below.